There are several factors to consider which will impact the effectiveness of reinforcement. Start by specifically identifying the behavior you want to increase. Choose the motivating items after completing a preference assessment as discussed earlier in this lesson. Motivating operations, satiation deprivation situations. Students will value the motivating items based on how much and often they have been in contact with it. For example, food items may be less motivating after snack or lunch. Amount or magnitude. The amount of the motivating item may impact the effectiveness. There needs to be a balance between the demand or amount of work compared to the payoff. For example, if the student has to complete 10 worksheets before getting 2 minutes on the computer, it will likely be ineffective. Use of decision rules. Have rules in place to know when and how to change the motivating items as far as schedule and amount. Schedule. Simply put, a schedule determines the when or how often a motivating item is given. There are two basic types of schedules of reinforcement: continuous and intermittent. Continuous schedules means that the students will get a reinforcer delivered each time the behavior occurs. If teaching a new skill, provide reinforcement on a continuous 1-to-1 ratio schedule. Intermittent schedules means the student receives reinforcement periodically for skills mastered and increasing fluency. Consider an intermittent schedule of reinforcement. Remember, behaviors under a continuous schedule of reinforcement will be more easily extinguished when the student does not receive the motivating item. In other words, a vending machine. Intermittent schedules may maintain behavior for long periods. In other words, gambling. Immediacy. Once the student has earned the reinforcement, it is important for the motivating item to be delivered immediately. The student needs to see the connection between the behavior and the reinforcement. Contingent upon criterion. Make sure the motivating item is delivered contingent upon the desired behavior only. Pairing motivating items with natural reinforcers. This is important when fading out tangible motivating items so that natural reinforcers are available to maintain the desired behaviors over time. One important natural reinforcer we have already discussed is descriptive praise. Praise should always be paired with tangible reinforcers. Proximity or nearby. Having the reinforcer visually available can signal as a reminder to the student. It can be the actual item or a representation of the item, such as a photo or picture symbol. Labeling desired behavior. We have discussed the importance of labeling the desired behavior earlier when we talked about the descriptive praise. All these factors will have an impact on the success of your reinforcement program. Further motivation tips. Response effort is correlated with the value of a reinforcer. More effort required for reinforcers of greater value. Limited access. Access only when earns it. Consider reinforcement schedule. How often? Continuous or intermittent? Provide choice menus whenever possible. Remember that preference can change with age, options, and satiation or deprivation. As performance improves, systematically reduce reinforcement or fade it out in a planned fashion. This chart provided by the Office of Special Education Programs, or OSEP, provides a great overview of acknowledgments. Take a moment and review Handout 2 on acknowledgment. The link to Handout number 2 is below the slide. Time to check your learning. Answer the 3 questions. Refer to the PowerPoint and handouts for further clarification. This concludes Lesson 3, Acknowledgments.